All the hits, Q97.1, Danny Salas, all the way live from WWE Access, the site of Wrestlemania Live up in the Bay. All day today, we've been doing interviews with WWE superstars, divas. Right now, we have got the standout in the NXT Women's Division, Charlotte, live up in the building. How are you feeling?
Woo! I had two-word access.
Nice,
Thanks, Danny.
right? It's all good. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Dang, it's a pleasure meeting you. And number one, I just want to say it is an honor meeting the daughter of a legend.
Oh, thank you very much.
And from what we have seen on NXT, Charlotte is a legend in the making as well. So congratulations on everything you've done in your short career so far.
Thank you very much.
Because it's crazy. It's crazy because you really, a lot of people are familiar with you, seen you on NXT, but you're still kind of young in the game. It's not like you've been doing this for like decades. You're like you've got the recognition and a lot behind you, under your belt in the short time that you've been on our
I have
TVs.
a lot of support.
Totally.
Honestly, that's what it boils down to. Coaches, staff, talent. So.
Right on. So I'm going to tell you this. So for Fresno listening right now who aren't familiar, Charlotte is the daughter of Ric Flair, the legend, the two-time WWE Hall of Famer. And it's kind of a dumb question for me to ask you, but was there even any kind of doubt in your mind that this is the business you would get into?
Oh, I didn't know I wanted to wrestle till the night I was having dinner with my dad, my little brother, John Laurinaitis, at Wrestlemania 24, 25. It was 08 when the Four Horsemen were inducted.
Yeah.
So that's
Cool.
when I knew I wanted to do it, and I started 3 months later.
And why? Why was it that? Or what? Did something happen? Were there conversations? Was it just like a light from the sky that inspired you and was like, you know what? Now is my time. This is my time.
Yeah, it was just the right time. I never put myself in. When you grow up and your dad's the best at what he does, you're not like, oh, I want to do that. Like my brothers tried. Not that they didn't exceed at what they wanted to in the business, but no, I just never pictured myself as a diva. I never wanted to wrestle, and my dad had me in every single sport, so I didn't even have time to even think about, oh, do I want to wrestle too? No, because I want a social life. But no, I had graduated college. I was personal training, and my little brother was trying to get signed, so he was like, no, you should do it too, and I'm like, oh, okay. I'll give it a go. 3 months later, all I remember is my dad did say, you know, if you're going to do this, you know, do it because you want to be the best. And he didn't say don't embarrass me, but, you know, this is an opportunity.
Yeah.
So get your mind right and get mentally tough.
That's kind of crazy. So is it that much more difficult to have Ric Flair as your dad? Like if he hadn't achieved what he's achieved, would it be a little easier for you to want to say, you know what, I can try that? Because I would imagine like the pressure would be that much more great having Ric Flair as your dad.
I feed off the pressure. I think that a lot of people, I'm not scared of being, I guess, scared, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
He obviously has extremely big shoes to fill, but after my match with Natalya, she brought something out in me. I was like, you know what? I can do this. I can get out of my dad's shadow, and I can actually get the NXT universe, hopefully WWE universe one day, to look at me and say, you know what? Yeah, she's Ric Flair's daughter, but that's also the father of Charlotte.
Right on.
So.
And I'm glad you brought up that match too. The match between you and Natalya. I mean, NXT. I mean, you know, it's gotten a ton of exposure and a ton of. It seems like nobody has anything bad to say about that show, but that match specifically. Yeah. I mean, that was number one. People were talking about match of the year, but number two, the Divas match of not just the year, but over the last couple years. That was the match to watch. If you were any kind of Divas fan, that was the match to watch. That was the. Yeah. You set the bar, you and Natalya, on that match. How crazy was it and how emotional was it to have not just your dad at ringside, but on the other side, another legend, Bret Hart, watching you two perform?
A, the pressure. B, no one thinking I was ready. C, no one really knowing what to expect from me.
Yeah.
But I had my dad out there and her dad or her uncle. Yeah. I just remember Natty just looking at me and she's being like, just trust me. Do you, believe in you, and let's go kill it. So I think her too taking to me as a generation wrestler, just like herself.
Yeah, like her,
she, I don't know. I trusted her, and I wanted to show the world what I could do, and how bad I wanted it. That was like the biggest thing. And the emotion from my dad and from me that night, and from Natty, like They gave us, I mean, we had like 24 minutes.
Dude, that was a main event caliber match, obviously.
I mean, it was just, it was amazing. Especially everything my family had been through that year. And wrestling has been my whole life. I mean, I wasn't a performer.
Whether you wanted to be or not.
Whether I wanted to be or not, I've either been a fan, a spectator, a motivator, a family member, and then a performer. And that night, I think it came full circle for everybody. So...
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So back in, we'll say 07, probably couldn't have ever imagined that you'd be in the position you are in now.
Absolutely
right?
not. 100%. No.
And not just being on the WWE roster, the NXT roster, having championship gold around your waist.
No,
right?
I know. I was so naive and so young and so fresh. I did not know. Okay, when I first got there, it was Paige, Emma, Audrey Marie, who's no longer with us, Eva Lise, who's no longer with us, Buggy Nova, who's no longer with us. And I just looked at these girls, Shaw Guerrero. I was like, they're amazing. Oh my gosh, I hope one day that I can be like them. I just continue to work hard. And then Sasha Banks came.
Yeah.
And Bailey came. And then Becky Lynch, Alexa Bliss, Dana Brooke, Carmella. And it was just like, oh, I'm getting it. I'm picking it up. Okay, I can do this. So yeah, that it was more of a mental thing for me. It was believing in myself and saying like, no, you deserve to be here too. Because I kind of had a chip on my shoulder, like, oh, here's Ric Flair's daughter showing up. She thinks that she can just, be this.
And not to pull the curtain back like too much, but did you kind of feel? I mean, whether it was real or perceived, did you feel people were judging you before you even had a chance to open your mouth?
Oh yeah, I mean, people still judge me to this day, but that's what people don't realize is if you give you tell me that, oh, I'm only here because of something, I will work twice as hard just to prove you wrong.
Man, that's awesome.
So, and well, I think that's how my dad raised us too. Like my dad was really tough on me in sports and wrestling. I realize is sports entertainment, but it's still no different on all the prep that you do to get to where you are.
It's athletics. It's same thing. And your dad, even in 2015, is still going 100%, right?
Oh, yes, he is, sir.
Son of a gun.
He will never slow down.
That man's got the secret. Whatever it is, he's got the secret.
It's happiness.
Right? Well, that's good.
He loves what he does.
That's a great thing. That's a great thing to have. It's a great thing to number one, do something that can help support your family, but number two, just to have something that's going to give you a good quality of life.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome. So I'm going to switch gears a little bit. We talked about the match that you had with Natalya, the 25-minute classic. You had an opportunity to shine on Raw, at times significantly shorter. So did you feel, what was the difference being in front of a Raw crowd versus an NXT crowd?
I didn't think there was any difference just because I felt like they knew me when I came out. Obviously, I was in the South.
Yes.
So they felt like they knew me. They
so you were
connected
hometown.
with
me.
And everyone has asked, how did you feel about the time given? But no, that was just to get exposure for NXT.
Yeah.
That was not, and if it was, I still said, hey, that was a heck of a debut because one, I looked, confident, and two, I was wrestling Natalya. So what more could you ask?
Right. And it's kind of, I had a chance to talk with Paul Heyman, and he kind of gave the example, whether you have a couple minutes or a lot, it's what you do with the time.
Yep, it
awesome.
is.
That's incredible. So, and I know you probably get this question a lot. You making your mark at NXT, those looking up to you and wanting to do what you do, just like you said when you walked into the locker room for the first time and you were like, wow, all these people around here. So for women looking up to you right now, what kind of advice would you have for them?
Never doubt yourself. In this business, you can't doubt yourself. You always have to believe in what you're doing. And like my dad said to me, if you want to be the very best at something, you have to work hard for it. And I feel like for the girls that look up to me, especially the ones that didn't come from a wrestling background, I am so proud to say that I am a full product of NXT. I had no wrestling experience. I took NXT, every tool they had to offer, and I said, okay, what do I need to do to be the best in this division right now or for that moment in time? So I really reach out, I reach out to all the women or the girls, but especially to the ones who don't come from a wrestling background that were models that got picked up. I'm like, nope, here are your tools. Doesn't matter where you came from. Work your ass off.
There it is.
So.
Well, Charlotte is a walking, talking billboard for NXT because you're proof that the machine works, right?
The machine works if you work it. Yeah.
Well, good luck. Good luck. Man, I want to see you with some gold around your waist again.
Me too.
Big time.
My waist is cold.
Easy. Charlotte live up at WWE WrestleMania. She's going to be a part of the Access festivities all this weekend. It's going to be dynamite. I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
It's Q97.1.